Okay, it's the second week of October, and here in Western New York, it's been a very wet sort of second part of the summer, early part of the fall. It's almost tropical today in the sense that the humidity is 100%. Temperature is 63, but it feels like about 73. It's been a lot of rain, so the fields are kind of mucky, but I took a drive yesterday to 11 different fields that I have permissions to, and all of them, except for one, are still filled with crops. So fortunately for me, having this day free, I did find that one of the fields had been chopped down and plowed. So I called the landowner, and they said, yeah, go ahead. So I'm all set to do some hunting today in this field. This is one I'd been to about a year ago. I think I referred to it in an earlier video called the field of the burned house. A house burned down here, I think back in the 20s. Two children died in the fire. It's pretty tragic, but the house had been there since before 1850, so there's a lot of history to it. But there's also a lot of junk out here. It's been completely demolished. Everything's been plowed into the field, so there's a lot of scrap. But again, with 100 years of history and the fact that nothing really has been built here and developed in the last 100 years since it burned means what's ever out here is going to be old. Old junk is old, but I think amongst all that, there's got to be some, really cool relics, maybe some coins. So I just got to be patient and, find areas that have, concentrations of material. And, I think even in the back part of the field where one could consider it might have been a backyard of a house, there could be some stuff sitting back there too. So I'm going to head out and give it a go here. So let's see what happens. Well, it's rough going out here today, let me tell you. I mean, it looks beautiful, but the humidity is out of control for October 8th. Sweat is just pouring off me. No breeze whatsoever. So I've been way out in the back part of the fields here, way away from where the house was, and not getting a lot of action. I'm heading back to the car to get some water and get toweled down here because I'm just dripping. It's just unbearable, but still, it's great to be out here. Just hard to metal detect with sweat pouring in your eyes. But I did get my first little relic here after a lot of junk. And I've got a nice little brass rivet. With probably part of a saddle. A little bit of leather inside there, so it's at least a start. So, all right. Gonna get dried off and head back out. Okay, that's a Coin-Tite 86, very sharp. So let's I'm gonna give this a go here. But I'm not gonna live dig it per se. I'm gonna take a chunk out and then start filming before I start pinpointing. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I took a quote plug out. It's not really a plug, but this is all pretty mucky here, but got a nice strong signal here. Oh, what I got there? Okay, a blob maybe of melted something. Yeah. I don't know, this could be lead. Feels pretty heavy. I think it's melted lead. Might get a lot of that here because of the burned house, lead pipes and all this other stuff that melted. But it sure sounds like a coin, so you gotta dig these things. Okay, well, gotta get moving here and keep on scanning this dirt. Well, I had a real choppy 80-something, kind of crunching on this side swing, back and forth, and I wasn't expecting this. I dug down and I saw a bunch of rust, and I pulled out what looked like a piece of barbed wire, and then I went down in with a pinpointer again, got another piece of iron, and it ended up being a rusty iron buckle. very old iron buckle. So there's the piece of barbed wire, and there's the buckle. Probably a part of horse tack, you know, a buckle for a saddle strap. So that's pretty cool. I like finding relics like this. Doesn't always have to be a coin or a button, so I'm happy with this. Well, it's slow going here, but I'll show you some evidence of occupation here. There's an old brick, several pieces of that around. I just found this old piece of a glass bottle and this crazy surface find. I don't know if that's a piece of farm equipment or something that might have been on a barn, because there was a barn here too. So lots of junk, lots of stuff, but I'm still trying to weed through it all. Well, it's cooled down a little bit more of a breeze we got going on, and sun is behind the clouds, humidity starting to lift, so it's feeling a lot better. Far and few between signals, though. I mean, I've had a lot of diggable signals, but not filmable ones, scrap metal. But I did come across here another large iron buckle, horse tack buckle, and it is broken, but it's still a cool relic. Okay, you hear that clippy sort of 70 to 80 signal. That's been typical for what I've been hearing and digging here. It's usually scrap metal, but it sounds a little cleaner than what I've been hearing lately. So I took this chunk out, and I figure I'd do a little semi-live dig here, because it's been a while since I did one. So let's see what we got here. Something's moving around here. Oops. Okay, what do we got here? Ooh, I got a button finally. Ooh, finally. Wow, that's great. Happy to have that. First, ooh, a little gold too. Look at that. Nice. A little bit of gold gilt left there. All right, that makes me very happy. It's a nice solid brass gold gilt button dated between 1820 and 1850. Nice. Just shows you perseverance pays off, man. It's been about 2.5 hours, and I'm starting to get pretty despondent, and I'm just like combing every inch I can. And see, it's just, you got to be patient. All right, moving on to the next target. Well, that's a pretty tight signal. I'm quite a ways away from where I think the house was, probably out in a back field. At the time when the house was still standing, this is all field now, but I mean back when the house was a functional house, this might have been a back field. So given there's not any junk out here, actually hardly any signals at all, the chance of it being road garbage are pretty slim, though it's possible. So I'm going to give this a dig, see what we got. Hang on here. Well, it might be in the plug. Give me a second to check it out. Nope, I was off on my pinpointing. It's got to be in this area here. All right, I'm getting something right in here. Oh man, I think it's aluminum. See that? A piece of junk. For crying out loud, look at that. All right. Reality check, man. Okay, moving on. Okay, I'm way in the back here. My car's way the heck up there, so I came back here about 200 yards in the back fields, and I kept thinking, you know, I found a couple modern slugs, 12 gauge shotgun slugs, but I'm thinking with all the pioneer history here and living off the land, there's got to be some sort of like musket balls or pistol balls out here, because right over here at this intersection was quite a significant little community back in the early 1800s. Blacksmith shops and a school and churches and all that. So right in this area. So finally I get this nice clean tone out here, and I dig down. It's a small little target, and I got a fired lead pistol ball, and it's very old. You can tell by the color and the shape. So I finally found what I was thinking should be out back here. And where there was a hunter, there's other things that could have been dropped, you know. Hopefully coins. But yeah, so it paid off to come back here and just keep on swinging. So I'm very, very happy with this old lead-fired pistol ball. Well, here we go. Again, patience and virtue, persistence, just not giving up. Okay, so I've gone further east from where I was before when I found that musket or pistol ball, closer to the car now. House used to be like right there, about between those telephone poles towards the road. So I'm swinging along here, and I get a nice solid 62, which the previous 30 times I got that, it was chunks of aluminum and who knows what else, aluminum pipe and scraps of copper and brass, parts of the house. But I dug out this plug, and down about 6 inches I rolled out this chunk of dirt, and lo and behold, another button, man. Another beautiful button. Okay, let's see what's on this. It's hard to say. Let me give this a cleaning. I'll be back. Well, clean this thing off, and it's a very old button, actually. There's no writing on the back. It's very thin. It has a style that is pre-1810, So it could be 1800, 1810, or it actually could be the 1790s. And the first settlers came to this area in the late 1780s, early 1790s. So use your imagination. This could have been a coat or a shirt button that someone had for 30 years and it dropped in 1820, or could have been a pioneer walking through the woods back in the day and a button fell off his shirt while he was hunting, or just going from point A to point B, and there it sits. So this button is over 200 years old. I found it in the middle of all this. Well, this was interesting. I got a real sharp coin signal, 83 to 84 solid. And I dug down and it just seemed deep. So I'm like, well, should I really start digging down a foot and a half to find a big hunk of iron, like a chunk of an old plow piece? And I kind of filled it back in. I still got a crisp 83, 84. I'm like, well, what am I doing, man? I dig it all, man. Right? So literally about, must be 9-10 inches down, I'm hammering away with this shovel, and all of a sudden I see green. Because I'm still in my mind like a fool. I'm thinking it's this chunk of iron. And I just missed nicking this beautiful green brass buckle. Look at this thing. That is amazing. Beautiful horse tack buckle. I'm assuming. I think it's too small to be a shoe buckle. I mean, I don't know. Could it be a knee buckle? It's possible. It's hard to really identify some of these buckles, but it's beautiful. Nice green patina, nice solid brass buckle. So, still learning my lessons. I try to show how things are done out here to try to help people, and I kind of break my own rules. So, lesson learned, man. This is amazing. That's where I found the buckle. Over here, I got a strong 61, same signal as that pistol ball, and look at this. A dropped pistol ball. There's that little bump right there. It indicates it hasn't been fired, so, man, kind of a hot spot here. Whew, wow, nice. Well, I'm right in the front of the house now, or where the house used to be, and spent about 4 or 5 hours out in the back field areas, and I want to now concentrate on the very concentrated junk areas here. So I'm up right in the front, and I get a pretty good signal. Thinking it might have been a button, but it ended up being a parasol guide, which is cool. It's old. People using parasols for sun or rain. So that's a nice relic. Well, I just turned the camera off after getting that parasol guide, put my headphones on, picked up the machine, took a half of a step, and got a nice solid beep. I looked down on the surface without even digging is an old button, just sitting there. Look at that. Shank intact. Beautiful old brass button. Okay, beautiful. Okay, I'm just hugging the edge of the ditch up here, and it seems to be paying off. I just got this huge spoon bowl here. Look at the size of that thing. That's the biggest one I've ever found. Big old, probably made out of nickel, I guess. I think they were made out of nickel at that time. 1850s, 1880s. Okay, nice spoon bowl. Look at this cool old jug handle, glass jug handle just sitting right here on the surface. Okay, right on the surface here, I had a really strong beat and I got this beautiful old spoon handle sitting right there. First 2 minutes out on the field. After 6 hours, I'm going to call it a day. I'm pretty tired here, pretty worn out, but it was a good day. So here's the culmination of what I found. Junk, surface finds of crockery and glass, big iron something or other, and then got a nice part of a buckle. Another iron buckle. Something here, cast iron, I gotta clean that up. Beautiful brass buckle here. 2 pistol balls, one fired, one not. Parasol guide. Various bits of brass and nickel. This interesting sort of reed type thing. I don't know if that might have been from a accordion, perhaps. A couple of bullet slugs. Some brass strap. A couple of rivets here. So that was a pretty good hunt for my first field hunt of the fall of 2021.